Now I'm ready to launch, and the windsock is pointing a bit to the left, so I will search for a thermal right over the clubhouse.
Volume 30, volume 50, altitude 25 meters, volume 60.
No, now the wind is
Motor off.
going
Altitude 40
to the right
meters.
and just pick up, so there should be a thermal right where I am now.
Altitude 48 meters, volume 70. Altitude
And there it is.
51 meters. Altitude 54 meters.
Now the wind speed has gone down a bit, and
Altitude 56 meters.
no,
Altitude 62 meters.
the wind is still
Altitude 65 meters.
Now the wind has gone up a bit and turning to the left, so I will leave this thermal and
Altitude 69 meters.
try to see if I can find the next one.
Altitude 65
The wind
meters.
has gone up quite a bit, so this should be a really good indicator of the next thermal. Should be
Altitude 59
around here.
meters. Altitude 61 meters.
I'm going just a bit more upwind than the windsock is pointing.
Altitude 61 meters. Altitude 62 meters.
I think the wind is still feeding this thermal.
Altitude 65 meters. Altitude 66 meters.
I will leave this thermal.
Altitude 59 meters.
Now the wind is picking up a bit for the next thermal, and now the wind has gone to the left side, so I will go for that.
Altitude 59.
It should be here, and it is.
Altitude 70 meters.
If you are searching for the thermals upwind and you'll find one, then it's pure luck.
Altitude
If you do the
77
downwind
meters.
technique, then there is a really good chance to find the thermals. And especially a day where there's not much wind,
83 meters.
you also can go a bit far downwind with a slow glider.
Altitude 82 meters. Altitude 80 meters.
Now I have a visitor, Carlotte.
Altitude 82 meters.
Now the wind has pointing a bit to the right.
Altitude
Going
80
to the left
meters.
again. Now the wind has gone down.
Altitude 73 meters.
Should be indicate that there is a thermal right upwind.
Altitude 69 meters.
Now the wind is picking up and turning a bit to the left, so I should meet the thermal
Altitude 62 meters.
around here. A bit more upwind.
Altitude 57 meters.
It should be in 3, 2, 1.
Altitude
Yeah.
52 meters. Altitude 51 meters. Altitude 55 meters. Altitude 57 meters. Altitude 62 meters.
And when you find the thermal, just let it circle and let it drift with the wind, and still try to
6 meters.
find the strongest lift. If you have more lift in the one side of the turn,
Altitude 73 meters.
then change the circle direction. If you do it in that way, then you will not get away from the bubble.
Altitude
Okay,
80 meters.
I leave this thermal. This is a good one
Altitude 80
and a large one.
meters. Altitude 85 meters. Speed mode.
I come a bit more upwind and wait for the next one.
Cruise mode. Altitude 75 meters. Altitude 70 meters.
Now the wind is picking up a bit.
Altitude 62 meters.
And there should be a thermal over my car. I think a bit more over the container, I think.
Altitude 57
3,
meters.
2, 1, here.
Altitude 55 meters.
Flying upwind, you
Altitude
can't feel the
57
the
meters.
change in wind speed. So it's pure luck if you find the thermals, unless you have circling birds or something else that show the thermals.
Altitude 65 meters.
Last turn in this one.
74 meters. Speed mode. Altitude 65 meters.
Now the wind is picking up a bit again. And there could be a
Altitude
thermal
48 meters.
around
Cruise
here.
mode.
Turning a bit left.
Altitude 49 meters. Altitude 55 meters.
Now the wind has gone down,
Altitude 62 meters.
showing that I have a thermal a bit upwind.
Altitude 67 meters. Altitude 75 meters.
I will leave this one.
Speed mode. Altitude 77 meters. Cruise mode. Altitude
Now the wind is
76
picking up a bit,
meters.
and the thermal should be
Altitude 66 meters.
over the container in 3, 2, 1.
Altitude 56
Now
meters. Altitude 68 meters. Altitude 76 meters. Altitude 84 meters.
I will leave this one.
Speed mode.
Now the wind has gone
83
down
meters. Cruise mode.
and picking up again.
Altitude 83
Just a
meters.
bit. And
Altitude
the thermal should
75
be
meters.
here, a little more.
Altitude 70 meters.
Pointing to the left. So take this one.
Altitude 74 meters. Altitude 78 meters.
I will leave this one.
Altitude 72 meters. Cruise mode.
Now the wind has gone down.
Altitude 64 meters.
And pointing to the right, a lot to the right,
Altitude 57 meters.
a lot to the right. So I have the thermal in 3, 2,
Altitude
1.
47 meters.
A bit more up in than the windsock is pointing here.
Altitude 48 meters. Altitude 52 meters. Altitude
Now the wind has gone down.
57 meters.
For the next thermal, right upwind.
Altitude 60 meters. Altitude 64 meters.
I will leave this thermal.
Speed mode.
Now the wind is pointing to the
Altitude 61 meters.
left and picking up a bit. So it
Altitude
should be in
57
3,
meters.
2, 1 here.
Altitude 48 meters. Altitude 48 meters. Altitude 50 meters. Altitude 50 meters. Altitude 51 meters. Altitude 53 meters. Landing flaps. Altitude.
Okay, this is
48 meters.
the downwind technique. I hope
Altitude.
this will
30
give you a
meters.
hint how to find them.
Landing flaps. Landing flaps. Altitude 13 meters. Landing flaps. Landing flaps. Flaps up.
Touchdown.